Thank you for joining us here on Inside the Global Politics. Today we're going to be talking about different types of conflict. Let's start it off with Shaquille O'Neal to tell us about internal conflict.
Arnie, internationalized and internal conflict happens between a government of a state and internal opposition groups with intervention from other states. What you got to say about that, Chuck?
So it's important to understand that relationship conflicts are conflicts that happen due to differences between parties. For example, when parties are mad at each other for a certain event in their historical identity. Many countries have resentment towards each other for reasons like genocide or previous wars or blood feuds that happened many years ago.
That sounds good, Chuckster, but let me tell you a little bit about non-state conflict. Non-state conflict is similar to relationship conflict, except it can only be between two groups or two sides that are not affiliated with a state. Shaq, I'm going to start with you here. Why don't you lead us into some examples of what these three types of conflict can be like?
Let's take a look at Afghanistan, for example. The Taliban has come in and they're ruling the country now. So this requires U.S. intervention.
Relationship conflicts have to do with a lot of pre-existing...
This requires
Shaq, come on.
U.S. intervention, therefore making it an internationalized internal conflict involving that third party.
As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, is that the situation in now Armenia, the formerly Ottoman Empire, some scholars are calling it one of the three largest genocides in the history of humanity. Now, this is an integral part of the identity of the now Armenians, and this is an example of a relationship conflict. Another important example of a relationship conflict is the current state of the Sierra Leone, where the former civil war has an extreme effect on the current civilians living in the country, and it affects their lives daily.
All right, we got Shaq and we got Chuck here, and we're going to play a little bit of a game called Guess That Conflict.
I'm going to whoop you, boy.
Here we go.
We will show you
all that talk.
a picture of the conflict, and you will have to identify it and give a detailed description of the history and the future of the conflict. All right, starting off, number one, here we go. Name that conflict.
This is clearly a relationship conflict. This is India, Pakistan. No. This is clearly a relationship conflict. These two have been fighting for years. They're going to continue to fight.
Well,
that's easy.
All I have to say is it's a difficult thing to categorize because of the different layers.
Nah, you just don't know because there's no hamburger on the screen. You can't tell what it is.
That is correct. This is India and Pakistan. Recent tensions rising there with the conflict in Kashmir. We'll be sure to keep an eye on it here in Inside Global Politics.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, first round went to Shaq. Here we are with picture number two. Name that conflict.
Non-state conflict.
Non-state.
Oh, it's got to be non-state. It's the Taliban.
The Taliban operates within the state of Afghanistan.
But not the Taliban. What do you think a state is?
Shaq, name the conflict. It's not non-state.
Look, it's clearly a relationship conflict between the Taliban and Afghanistan.
Nope, also wrong.
Then it must...
We were looking for internationalized conflict as the United States intervention had to get involved. Conflict. Shaq, this was your conflict. How'd you get this one wrong?
Come on now.
Reminded me of the 2004 finals. All right, third and final round, boys. We're going to call it tied 1-1.
We're ready.
Winner takes all. Name that conflict.
Oh, the conflict from the show Breaking Bad. You know, I really like that show.
That's
it's got a lot of interesting characters and the plot development of...
Boys, name that conflict.
That's a relationship conflict.
I really like...
That's a relationship conflict.
You know, you have to
not a relationship conflict.
No, they got the root.
Chuck, it's up for grabs. Quit talking about the show.
It's going to be a non-state conflict because the state's not involved in the conflict. It's conflict between
that is correct.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck is our winner tonight on Inside the Global Politics.
That's easy. That's easy work.
Kenny, what do you have to say?
All
All right, thank you all for joining us tonight on another edition of Inside Global Politics. Make sure to tune in tomorrow as we are solving the Ukraine conflict. Make sure to be there.
All right. All right.